to our discussion. So, I'll let anyone start it. We may be discussed out. I mean, if we are, we are.
I don't think, I don't think discuss.
I mean, I don't think we need to beat a dead horse if everybody feels like they have discussed everything, but we certainly have the opportunity to discuss it now. It's up to
Probably
y'all.
should flesh it out a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like that WR had this coming into the game, and today, I think in my mind, they may have lost it. And
What you say is exactly, they had an outstanding presentation in the R2. They fumbled the ball when they come in here. It's that get it factor. I just don't think they get it. It's, I was really surprised to hear them, taking the approach that they were taking from the standpoint of getting, these out of the way, waste plant first, and into a truck. We got 75% of our problem comes from the truck.
I felt like we were suggesting solutions to them. Y'all were suggesting solutions to them that they might consider.
Well, one thing I will say, to me, their presentation was very generic for somebody who knew the town as well. The person who knew a lot, you would have thought they'd come up with his discussion on wastewater plants was just an explanation of what kind of wastewater plants are in the world, which I don't think anybody cared.
My opinion, I think, is the guy that couldn't be here today was the original, should have been the presenter.
I've never seen him present before, so I can't.
The one, not the one that did it today?
Yeah.
I'm saying the guy that couldn't be here today would have been the presenter had he been here.
Yeah, well,
And design a plan when you don't know what's coming to it.
But let me say something else.
It's not
The
established.
thing that worried me a little bit, and after I thought about it all a while, is that one thing they stressed in my experience in the 4 years here, what they did say, and we need to think seriously about it, my opinion is, they want to make a thorough investigation of the problem before they come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Okay. And he wants to go out and smoke test. I mean, we think it's the manholes, right? But he wants to go find out if it's the manholes. He wants, they, the firm, seem to want to examine things in more detail. And I know somehow that could seem like they want to spend money, but as many times as in 4 years, we have been down 2 long paths. But I mean, after 4 years, we've had 2 long solutions on the super problem. And maybe we need somebody who comes in and imposes a discipline on the whole process that says, let's actually investigate the chemistry of everything, smoke test everything. Before I tell you how to solve the problem, let me understand the problem. I know as a contractor, I had my own company for 10 years, and I decided I was a terrible boss. I was a good employee, but I was a terrible boss. But what I did do is, punch list would come out, I had a rule, I wouldn't fix the thing on the punch list until somebody could show me the problem. Because I can't tell you how much money I spent fixing problems that weren't I fixed the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand the problem. And the person who wrote it down didn't understand the problem. They gave me a task, I went and attacked their statement of the problem, and they were wrong. And I spent a lot of money doing that. Finally, I said, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go examine and understand what needs to be fixed before I spend any money, except people investigating. And the more I thought about what they finally were saying was, we're evaluating the process. We want to understand the chemistry of the water. We want to know where the iron's coming from. We want to smoke test everything. And that sounds like it's a little laborious, but then I'm thinking, really? Maybe that's what we need to do.
Is this the first time we've ever heard iron?
Yeah.
I've never heard iron.
it's been there for as long as I can recall.
Has it?
Yeah.
But it's not out of compliance.
It's not,
Ammonia
It's
is out of
ammonia.
compliance,
It's
not the
not
iron.
compliance.
Yeah.
Iron is not a
Yeah.
parameter even in water.
It's an indicator, but it's not out of
No, but
control.
he's saying it's
Yeah.
it is a treatment issue if you have a lot of
Yeah,
iron.
right.
He's only saying that to design the system to treat the wastewater, I need to understand how much iron I'm gonna have, because it affects what chemicals I use. It affects how I design the
Right,
process. okay?
right.
So, I mean, let's think about before we, should we spend more, should we get somebody who really wants to examine the problem? We hired Schnabel, and they came in, we had an engineer who came up with a whole lot of crazy stuff, whether he was right or wrong, I don't know.
Wrong.
Then we hired Schnabel because we knew they would take the time to do a detailed investigation of the dam
I don't disagree with that, Richard.
before they propose a solution. And I'm assuming at this point, we're happy with that approach from Schnabel. Okay. And I have a sense that, and I know Pease a little bit, they're probably not, they're gonna come up with a solution. And a good solution, a common sense solution, and it could be absolutely correct, but they're not gonna be able to show you exactly how that they analyzed the problem before they came up with the solution. And so, at first I was getting the same effect, that these guys didn't really spend time, but maybe that's not right. Maybe they are smart enough to say, I'm not gonna tell you how to solve the problem, because I'm gonna spend time figuring out what the problem is.
Well, let me ask you this, Richard, Labella do you not think that they know the difference in the water between Full Pond and this, but do you not think that'll be the first thing they'll wanna do is to?
I don't, they didn't say it. That's what worries me. They didn't seem process driven. They seemed like they wanted to come to a conclusion based on relatively little bit of information. And at first, that's very comforting because it solves the problem. But if it ends up with the wrong problem, the wrong solution because you didn't understand the problem, it ain't worth the damn. We're down on the other road. I mean, I think that green line problem, and this is not to be smart, I just walked in
Right,
nowhere.
right.
But it never solved the problem.
Right.
And amongst all the people looking at it, including myself, so I'm not excusing myself, somebody should have raised their hand and said, wait a minute,
That's
it's
not-
not fixing the problem. Okay, wait, stop. Okay, so I don't know who that should have been. From our standpoint, we're paying this engineer to not give us a solution that doesn't solve the actual problem, okay? If we design a plant based on some guesses and the process, the water coming in for whatever damn reason doesn't work, I can tell you, we're back to designing the plant again. I mean, I've seen a lot of engineers run to solutions that look right and go wrong.
What,
I
he seemed to be suggesting,
Huh?
Withers seemed to be suggesting, fix the plant, modify it, do what you're gonna do to that, look at the iron, look at the chemistry, look at the treatment. Fix the pipe, and it's gonna cut the flow down to a reasonable amount of flow, 250,000 less, and then come back in and redo the plant, which is what they're gonna have to do.
That's what I thought too, and then the longer I listened to him during the Q&A, I got to thinking maybe they just wanted to analyze all of it at the same time.
I think they begin to realize that they were going at the wrong approach when we started asking questions, is what I think. And I think they switched paddles on the other side of the boat in the middle of the stream, and we started asking them questions.
Yeah, they did.
But they did want to look at a solution. I really
Yeah.
am
Yeah,
concerned
but
that
it was too
Rebella
late,
might not
too
go
late,
out
too
and do
Yeah.
a detailed investigation.
Unless we force them to. I mean, we, with oversight, we can
Oh, yeah.
ensure that they're fixing the problem. Because we're smarter, we're all smarter now than we were before.
Here's one observation for me, is that Labella, as far as those three engineers, we haven't seen those guys in town. The only presence Labella has had in town has been through Kurt Wright. It's the only presence they've had in this town. Withers and Ravenel, they've had Jay Johnston in here working. Jay Johnston's been talking to David. Jay Johnston's been talking to me. And we opened the door to both firms and said, come, look, investigate. We shoved information to both of them. So they had equal access to information, to the reports, to staff, to everything, to minutes. They all had all the information. So I wish I would have heard more from Withers and Ravenel about a possible solution, more than they offered.
I agree.
But LaBella went right straight to a solution, but I saw them here very little. So that's just one interesting perspective. I'm not trying to draw a conclusion. I'm just saying that's kind of where we were.
I wish Withers and Ravenel had walked in and said, we analyzed all this crap, and based on these list of information, this is what we think, based on this assumption, that's a solution.
Right.
But they didn't do that, and that, maybe they think that's a trap, maybe they think not having all the information, really all the information, every bit of information, is, they don't wanna say what the solution, they don't wanna get you expecting the solution, that worries me.
And here's the other thing. If there's anybody in any of these two firms that had inside information, really, with the state, it were these guys. Seth Robertson is married to Anita Robertson, who sits in that office with SRF. They know the issues. People in that office came here when we went over the lake, reviewed the problems, we collected notes, we shoved all that back to both sides. And I still, Richard, you may be right. They may have been holding back for some other reason.
Yeah.
But they had the information, if anybody did.
Yeah, I know, I understand, I felt exactly the same way when they're doing the presentation.
Don?
My observation is just from a tourism standpoint, not the
Good, that's what we need.
But I guess from sitting here watching, a couple things is, I guarantee you, nobody's gonna come in here and give you the answer without you committing to spend some money with them, okay? I mean, I hear what you said, it's nice to have a little bit more, but they all gotta keep enough there so they can spend money with you later. All right, so that's number one. Number two, it's almost like me watching, I got the feeling, I'm not saying this is it, but I thought it was interesting that LaBella indicated they're willing to partner with Withers. Withers never brought it up. My feelings are Withers had some stuff that we need from the financing and resourcing and relationships and legislation, but may not have quite the engineering expertise that we think we might need. LaBella does.
That's
Do we entertain their partnership?
I think that's what, I think
exactly
that's
what I think.
exactly
That's the key.
why LaBella said what they said about partnering, because they know Seth Robinson and he's got contacts.
Right.
On that.
Anyway, that's my
We can
thought.
buy, yeah, if they can do, the financial end might be the way to go.
Well, they are.
We can buy lobbies.
Well, but we've been offered some contracts for that.
Yeah. But listen,
We've already
I'm
got
not so
Withers.
sure a partnership with both of them, playing on their expertise.
So we've already
Let's go
just-
forward, and then as we go down the road, we may need to go all
And
in
here-
one ballpark. later.
Listen-
Here's the
listen
thing,
to
we
this
already
lady.
have W.R. Martin here doing our capital improvement plan. And Seth is on that.
Exactly.
So we've already got Seth. In my opinion, Withers' presentation, the only redeeming quality he had today was Seth. And he
agree.
was good because he is good.
I agree.
But we've already done him with W.R. Martin. There it is.
Here's,
Why, actually, be employed by Martin or
And,
by
and we actually already knew that. So I mean, we're covered there.
And-
Well, I didn't know all
I
I'm
know,
saying is
I
that
know you
observation
did.
being
No, I
totally
agree.
naive.
Here was the other thing.
So I'm just-
So I was involved in the RFQ process for the engineers for the dam, and they were exactly right. They were listed by Schnabel as a partner, but the emphasis was on securing funding. So Schnabel recognized them as a subcontractor for helping Schnabel secure funding for the town. That was the piece I recall in that statement of qualifications that Schnabel recognized WR for their ability to secure funding. So that's the piece that I recall. The other piece about engineering, I don't recall that being in there. It was just about the funding piece.
I have a question, when he said the gentleman that was,
Most of
the
them.
police force
Shotguns
guy,
are so
his
cool.
name, Michael Wicker, he said he was a senior consultant, does that mean he works for them? Or, I didn't wanna ask that question up front, but does that mean he was an employee or he's a hired consultant?
I think he's employed, but it's in the book, in
He's the senior engineer, Michael
That's what it
Wicker.
says here, but he kept using the term consultant.
Oh, maybe he is.
One thing that comes to my mind about them partnering up is about how are we gonna be charged? If it's something that crosses both of them's path and they got engineer on this side and engineer on this side, are we getting double billed?
No,
Because of what we're doing, or?
one of them's gonna be in charge, and one of them's gonna decide what talents they use from which office. One of them's the boss.
Yeah, not Seth.
If we went that angle, to me, it sounded like to me the right way to go would be Lobella as primary and those guys helping with the financing piece.
They're already our finance guys.
They're already our finance
Already our finance people, and we like it, and they're doing a good job, and we want them to do that part of it on the
And
project.
maybe we just keep Seth under the W.R. Martin part, keep
You're
Seth
getting
under
best of breed
W.R.
of both.
Martin, and let him do the funding part from there. And then that doesn't actually, you don't have to necessarily marry them that way. You keep the Labella for the engineering and keep Seth under W.R. Martin.
Like I said, I didn't know it going in, that was just my observation.
Well, you did a good job observing.
I think one of the things to remember is that we're talking about 5 big projects, right? And Labella, as I would classify as a stronger engineering firm, has more contacts for the other areas. WR came in here, and they didn't even address three of the areas. They had just addressed the wastewater treatment and the town center deal. So if you're gonna, to quote Kurt, we want to go from worst in breed to best in breed. And so we could take full advantage of WR for the financial connections and continue. We're already doing that. We can,
Yeah.
and all that goes with that, with Seth, and all that goes with that, and we can have the best in breed for the engineering as well with Labella for all the projects. Because remember, this is on-call engineering services for all of them, not just the,
Not just the one, two.
right.
Can I ask, so, you didn't want to be involved in the decision. Now, we've all heard it.
Yeah.
Will you give us your opinion?
My opinion, I did not go through the RFQ process, so my opinion strictly comes from what I saw here today.
And your
In
past
experience,
experience?
Well, I have worked a little bit with both firms.
Okay.
From what I've seen today, Labella leaps and bounds to both. Just from what I saw today, now I'm not considering everything that was in the RFQ because I was not a part of it.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, because we've got a scapegoat now if it don't go good, so.
It's John, it's not you anymore. You're not the scapegoat anymore. Now it's David. Your lucky
Does
day.
anybody know what Kurt would say? I know Kurt's not here, but what would Kurt say?
That's another thing.
I wouldn't ask that question. I think Kurt would refuse to give you an answer,
Yeah.
I think he would.
And he shouldn't.
and I think that's the proper role.
If he wasn't our employee, I wouldn't ask him.
Here's another observation or two. If we were to go with WR, when they came in, I couldn't tell who was the lead.
Right.
He's our project manager.
I'm
Oh,
not
this
sure we
is
still
this
know
is
who the lead
this
is.
is our contact for the town. This is the person who does business development, so he's your contact for. And I was sitting there thinking, if we had a contract with these guys and a project,
Who you call?
I'm not sure who I would speak with. But I would say this, if we went with WR, I'd have to have Kurt Wright managing that, whatever that was.
That's
I thought Jay was the guy, the project manager was the guy.
Jay Wright, Jay Wright.
Jay Jackson?
Jay Johnson was the guy.
Jay Johnson.
The guy, yeah, the last guy. The last guy.
He used to work for Town of York.
Yeah, I would just say overall, they certainly did not seem as enthusiastic about this prospect as Labella did. Now, maybe they're just sort of boring people. Yeah, I mean, speakers, I'm sure they're good at what
Most
they do.
engineers are.
No,
Most engineers are.
No, I disagree with you on that. They're technical, but they're not
They're not
boring.
hospitality and tourism like Donovan are.
But I mean, they just didn't seem to have much
Yeah.
umph to put. I would have thought they would have sort of come a little bit more.
My opinion is they're both gonna do the job.
Yeah.
Seth is gonna bring you the money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
and Seth is gonna be able to use them to get the data and the drawings and whatever else he needs is get you the money. So my opinion is that makes them better.
By the other them, you
Because
mean
don't
Withers
go anywhere
Ravenel?
Without the money,
We have some.
We have Seth.
and that's your,
Well, I don't know
there's
if
your
you
money.
have.
Yeah,
you have
I
it
agree.
as- you have it
Seth's
as
the money.
CIP, but that's not getting, is that getting the money too?
Yeah, we can
Do
use
we
it.
have
Well,
Seth?
it can expand into that. I mean, all I'm saying is we already have a relationship with Seth
They're an
because he's doing
on-call
the CIP.
engineering firm, so.
You could call on them just for that piece of it.
And I will say this, I mean, I guess by splitting it, does Seth and his organization and his abilities to do what he needs to do for us have the same passion and impact if we've got Lavella in the mix? I mean, is there any,
He's certainly enthusiastic about accepting our money for the CIP.
If we pay him, I think he will. Yeah.
I mean, Lavella's, I just felt like was more qualified, the engineering.
I look at Seth out there getting the money, and he can hire whatever Indians he wants from within, or external, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But go get the money,
Right.
Agree, he's great.
Okay, no, I
He is
agree.
good.
that's how I look at it.
He's good. Yep.
I still want credit for the EPC, but.
Well, I guess at the end, I already had, I don't know, I kinda got hard pressed because it was, I got thinking, you know, maybe there is more information needed to come up with a solution. I got thinking, well, maybe we're looking for too easy a solution. That's what worried me a little bit after a while. I thought, well, I'm not crazy, so, but then, I have to say, they brought out some awful good points. You have to say, what's the flow, just technical points, like, what's the flow with all the people here
Yeah.
versus what's the flow now? Influent, sewage coming in, you know, Lavella gave us a simple solution. Like, take this money, 600,000, come down to 230, I lost 370, that's what they told us, and therefore they knew the water was coming from lake water. But these people pointed out to us, look at, when all the people are here in the summer, and what if everybody's here in the summer and you take the lake down 12 feet?
That ain't gonna happen.
No.
From a tourism standpoint.
No,
Right now.
No, but I'm saying, there is, part of the difference is, there aren't as many people flushing into the sewer. So if everybody was here in the summer, the lake would down 12 feet, what we were asking.
What would it look like? Yeah.
Okay, we don't know that, and Lavella didn't even mention it, but that is a factor. That's a big factor, I suspect, because if we got 15,000 resident people in the town, I don't know how many of them are hooked to the sewer system, but the point is, we don't know that. Right now, we're getting the flow out of 10% of the houses. In the summertime, we're gonna get flow out of 100% of the connections, and they're probably all full. We don't know what that number is. I don't know that we know that number. So is all the 370 a drop in lake water, or is part of it just a drop? We'd have to go back and study the flows all the way through the figure that out.
We graphed it when the water was coming down during that, 3 or 4 day period?
Like 8 days.
I know, but we
Yeah.
we got 1,200 homes.
We were running basically around 535,000 gallon a day, and the day that we started pulling down, we got the flow from the plant that day, and the day after we were
Right.
down on the lake level. And we done that for like 7 or 8 days, and it shows the drop every day. You know,
What's your flow of people in the summer?
I mean, during the rainy time, I don't know that we got, but 700,000, 800,000, 20, that'd be close.
Yeah, Richard, what's the first thing you do when you start to build a sewer plant other than where you want? Design, flow.
You look at flows, but
So they're gonna find out what the flow is.
well, Lavella hasn't done, Lavella's answer's not right either, I guess that's my point.
Okay.
My point is, Lavella's not got the right answer either.
No matter which, both firms are gonna do more work, there's no doubt.
Well, I
Figure out before they run off and do anything.
I
rather
hope
than
that's,
sit there.
that's what started.
Well,
making me-
we're the ones that control whether they do or don't.
Right, we can say.
You know, they just not gonna run off with, when they do a scope of work and the schedule and all that stuff, we'll be able to address that if we need to.
And Seth is 45 minutes away. The other firm
Gastonia. Gastonia?
They're-
They have an office in Gastonia too.
Hour
I
and
think that's the.
10. Hour and 10.
So,
Hour and a half. Depending on who's driving. Yeah.
So do they need,
They're both
so
about
do
the
we,
same,
do
but closer to Raleigh.
they need time to get together? So do you all feel that you're at the, point, is there enough discussion now amongst all of us for you all to make a recommendation?
Do we need our fifth party? Do you think we're
I
gonna?
had, we got
Right,
this,
time
we
we
got
lost.
this.
Okay, I mean, if y'all want to take a break while that, it's up to y'all. Do y'all need time to
y'all want some
discuss it
time to
just
talk about
amongst
it without us
yourselves?
sitting here?
I wouldn't mind having, I wouldn't, but y'all.
You won't eat another piece of chocolate.
No, I'm gonna
We can take a break. We'll take
I'm
a
taking
5-minute
I'm
break.
taking a piece home too.
Y'all wanna take a 5-minute break and let them discuss it?
Yeah, we can take a few minutes.
We're gonna take a little break and let
I
y'all,
want to hear your opinion as well.
Oh, no, you've
No, no, no.
heard our opinion.
I think I'm
Or
here.
you got you wanna say anything?
I think Labella is the first choice for engineering, and I agree that, the other crowd has the,
The
might
monetary
have the
aspect.
edge on, financing.
And I think here's one more thing I throw out there real quick. Remember, we're getting ready to have to do some water systems and stuff too. At WR, they know they're still in the game for other things.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna hurt their feelings if we don't pick them and we go
Well,
with
let's
them.
try to pick a firm that we can
Do
use.
both.
For everything.
For everything, exactly, on call for everything.
Well, we'll need funding for the money too, so they'll still have something to do.
you wanna take a break for us and let them discuss it?
I'm kind of in agreement. Labella, some of their project scope of work, as I was reading through some of their reference points, were really impressive, especially some of their partnership with the DOT stuff. There's one example in here, I think it's Thomasville, and they replaced several miles of sewer line in the roads, and every single one of them had a DOT technical easement that was attached to them. It's hard enough to do that on one street, much less 12, and do it successfully with NCDOT. So, that's a strong piece that can come along with the dam in several years from there. And that piece, it stood out to me over and over again as I read through their technical assessments from other pieces.
How do we write this? If we have an off-call services, if you're left with funding, the CIP is a scope of work. Funding is a different scope of work than the CIP.
So W.R. Martin is helping us with the CIP and the financial analysis.
Okay.
So that is a separate contract, period.
Now, if we want them to help us getting funding, that's a separate contract.
I would say yes. Yes, that is going to be, it's gonna require a separate contract with W.R. Martin to help us with securing funding. And I would say we're probably gonna turn to W.R. Martin for securing funding for the dam.
Yeah, for all CIP projects.
So the dam, the sewer, W.R. Martin is the go-to, I think. in the future.
Question on the contracts, are we gonna have those rewritten, is Mr. Morgan gonna do that for us, or how, well, that's not our cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah, so I've sent you the contracts, pulled the comments together, kind of collated those, sent those to you. So based on what we kind of consensus here today, we need to make some adjustments based on that.
Are we ready to vote, guys?
Oh, okay.
I am.
Okay, let's talk.
Well, then we'll give y'all a little time to talk. Okay. Thank you.
Do not get any cake though while you're.